Hi madam, I'm Mitra Balamurugan 28003 and I'm going to present about agency background of National Security Council Malaysia. So basically it is a government office under the Prime Minister's Department. National Security Council is the office answerable for managing and planning the execution of policies. In 13 May 1969, racial mob incident raised attention to different gatherings of the importance of dealing with the distinction that exist in a multiracial community. Following this incident, a National Operation Council was set up. The government felt that the presence of a body or organization responsible for the administration being matters at the public, state and district level was required as they were as yet socialized danger and the connection between the races was as yet delicate. On 23 February 1971, the government established the National Security Council to facilitate approaches identified with the country's well-being and to give direction on well-being including security development, public harmony and all issues identified with the security. The National Security Council Directive Number 24, Arrangement and System of the National Cyber Crisis Management is a leader order that traces the methodology that Malaysia will embrace for cyber crisis mitigation. There are three targets of this direction, which include to lay out the general public digital emergency the execution approaches. Secondly, to accomplish a powerful consistency in checking the digital danger that may influence association to work, and lastly to set rules in managing and for any dangers on those organizations. And there are six fundamental standards under this maintained, which include a national cyber crisis, the board structure, public digital danger levels, computer emergency response team, network safety assurance system and preparation program. National Security Division act as a secretary to the disaster management and relief community at all levels to ensure those community be able to carry out their duties smoothly. This is responsible to ensure that post-mortem is done after any disaster incident to evaluate and identify weaknesses in disaster management. And the role of National Security Division is to offer secretarial service to all disaster management. Secondly, to ensure that the implementation of policy and mechanism in disaster management carry out smoothly, and lastly to mobilize smart for search and rescue operation. And this table shows the name of the members and the official office of the National Security Council. That's all from me, madam. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mama Ali Faimar. So now I will talk about a real event that handled by National Security Council Malaysia. The real event that handled by National Security Council Malaysia is the COVID-19 virus, which had caused a lot of death around the globe and affected 135 countries, including Malaysia. The first cases of COVID-19 in Malaysia is from Tabligh event, which was attended by an estimated 15,000 people on February 27 to March 1st, 2020, and has sparked a new cluster of transmission and is feared to have started a second wave of the virus spread in Malaysia. So the leadership of the National Security Council had a special meeting with the inclusion of the Health Minister to discuss the various approach in combating COVID-19, including in the following aspect. First, readiness of healthcare system. Second, public safety and protective measures. Third, communication and public awareness effort. Fourth, the resilience of our economy. And last, the duties of employers, religious authorities, and organizers of large events. So, as one of the measures to contain the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus, the Prime Minister of Malaysia said that the government will implement a movement control order throughout Malaysia from 18 to 31st March 2020. During the period, the Prime Minister has also announced that a special session of the National Security Council to be chaired by the Prime Minister himself. Thank you.
Hi Miss, my name is Muhammad Himan Akil bin Iswadi. My matric number is 20A164. Today I want to explain a point related to chapter 5, preparation for a crisis. Number one is aspect to be considered. An important aspect to be considered is working with broadcasters such as radio, television and a newspaper. This is very important because people can refer to all the latest knowledge info. The point number 2 is identifying alternative. Another alternative that could be taken to prevent it from getting worse is to oblige the people to comply with the SOP that have been set by the government. Among the SOP set by the government is to ensure that the people wear face masks, maintain a 1 meter physical distancing, and everyone need to register the name in the MySejahtera. Point number 3 is preparing an acceptable plan. In addition, there has been successfully brought into the country. This vaccine is specially made to treat the this pandemic from spreading more seriously. And the last point is emergency preparedness. National Security Council or MKN care about all issues that will be faced for the nature. With that, government has set a movement control order PKP to all the areas. This is ensure that rate of movement is limited to ensure that epidemic does not spread, as well as to be able to control the movement of people.
My name is Lukman Ragim. My matrix number 20A312. So, one point that related to chapter 7, the narrative number 20, policies and mechanism in national disaster management, issued by the National Security Council of the Prime Minister Department. Sub 4, number 6, the incidence of under control infection disaster or pandemic. For example, in nowadays is COVID. So, to prevent this COVID, the government introduced to our committee is the Movement Control Order, MCO. So MCO is the individual who need to cross the border state must obtain a police authorization letter. The next phase of MCO is Conditional Movement Control Order. In this phase, the individual who need to cross the border state no need a permission letter from the police. However, the person from outside the country must do a quarantine at least 14 days to prevent COVID-19 instead of spreading. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mama Ali Faimar. So now I will talk about 2 points on lesson learned from real event. First, we have to plan ahead. As a leader and security manager, we have to think fast and prepare for any disaster that may threatening the life of the people. Also, security managers should prepare a plan with the government to curb the problem. For example, if the government act quickly, the number of deaths may be decreased, and there is a chance for Malaysia to become a free COVID-19 country in no time. Second, comply with safety rules. As a citizen, we have to follow the rules and standard operating procedure SOP that been set by the government. It is important for us to follow the SOP because it will avoid us from being infected by COVID-19 outbreak. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Seshan Kumar from class 4B. My matrix number is 20A146. Today I'm going to talk about National Security Council in Malaysia based on a true event that is COVID-19. These professionals across many industries have been forced to rapidly evaluate the short and long-term effects of ongoing coronavirus pandemic. This has been tremendous pressure to respond quickly while planning for potential risks and challenges. This demand for us rapid response along with need for forecasting future risk and building a plan for resuming normal operations is enough to strain even the most robust risk management preparations. As organizations have ramped up their communication strategies around the coronavirus, there are opportunities to build on best practices and incorporate key tactics to future risk management planning and crisis response. And I have found 2 points for improvement on crisis and disaster. The first one is cultivate a disaster mitigation mindset. Disaster may be unpredictable, but response to disaster shouldn't be. Improvising and implementing pre-planned actions, developing a formalized but flexible hazard mitigation plan, equipment as the potential to save lives. The second one is engage the community in emergency preparedness. Advanced planning strategies. Being prepared is the key to community ability to respond and recover from an incident. Requires engagement and coordination with a cross-section of state and local. Communication preparedness is the ability of communication to prepare for, withstand and recover from public health incidents in both short and long term. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Mikael bin Mubin. So, for the conclusion, since its establishment in 1971, the National Security Council has been a leading body in organizing the security base. The NSC Instruction Number 1 is the basis of jurisdiction for the NSC, and it is based on the Emergency Essential Powers Act 1979, which clarifies and applies the National Security Council. Essentially, the NSC coordinates national security strategies and the course of security matters. That's all. Thank you.